Well,
Oh, yeah, it's a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah, great conversation. Anyway, it's episode 158 of Inane Blather, InaneBlather.com, Inane Blather on YouTube. Inane Blather is your best friend. Maybe your only friend.
Inane Blather.
In these trying times, remember, my friend, Inane Blather, and to gently
suck me from the back
as your cult leader. But
oh no!
It's episode 158, Inane Blather, where we blather inanely, where we discuss what is and what is not.
This is politics.
Ugh, man, couldn't get that one right. But where we will guide you, friend, down the path of enlightenment, Inane Blather, wherein you are welcomed into the open arms of your brethren of the fraternal and whatever sorority version of that would be order of
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
brethren and sisterin.
Well, that went slightly better than the worst it could have possibly gone.
Oh, how I wish I could believe or understand that.
You what?
Yeah. Only if the worst it could have gone is just but, we weren't having a good conversation beforehand. Not a positive conversation or anything. We were just complaining. We got to complain about conservative idiots. We got to complain about Democrat idiots who just gave up and signed on to let people lose their health care no matter what they say. Who was the guy? Was it Massey or whoever it is? I these senators' names, I don't give a shit. But on CNN, where he's like, well, what we were doing wasn't working. Side note, it was. It was. And so we had to do something, and we got what we needed out of it, in that they have to bring to a vote a bill on keeping people's federal subsidies for health care, and the Democrats get to write the bill. And he even says in that interview, he's like, sure, there's a chance that it may not pass. And it's like, everyone knows it won't pass. Like, this was your leverage. And your real leverage was that people blame Trump and the Republicans for the government shutdown. They blame them for losing SNAP benefits, healthcare, all of that. The tide is turning. We just had an off-year election with massive participation following with landslide victories for every single Democrat across the board, everywhere. Not anywhere, like Sam Cedar was saying, did a Republican outperform what they were supposed to do. Hardly anywhere did a Republican perform at the level they were supposed to do. The Democrats wiped the board, and then immediately, after we've all cast our votes and been like, okay, please do this right, help us out, Democrats, they just it wasn't even a Lucy pulling up the football moment. It was just Charlie Brown just ran out on the field and just sat on the football, just planted his spread open butt cheeks onto the pointy part of the football, and then complained about how it felt. Chuck Schumer needs to resign.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Schumer needs to recreate that. Yeah.
He needs to run out there. His name is Chuck. His name's Charles. Charles Brown Schumer. needs to sit as
And he
Charles
will be
Brown
Brown. Yeah.
onto that football.
Charles down. Yeah.
He's
Get your Charles Brown Chuck down.
to go Charles Brown town, down Brown,
They've been known to.
but he needs to
God.
sit down and
You know what? Also, it's like this leverage that you had. You know what was an interesting thing to see was like in a moment of, I don't even know what to call it. Whatever Trump was going through, he was either lucid or totally out of it, where he like literally admitted on camera that the government shutdown was being viewed poorly by majority of Americans, and that's the reason why Republicans didn't do well. He was like talking like a legitimately normal person, seeing that, and said, like, you got the first concession I have ever heard from Trump, ever, that something that he's done is wrong, and this is what you do with it? That's what you do? It's like, fucking press your fucking advantage here. You guys are like, literally, like, they just literally, what is the deal? Like, what?
he's trying to he's trying to rally the troops and saying, hey, what are you guys doing? McFly, talk about affordability. Like, he's going out in public with, we need to do this. We need to do this different. Look, we just got our butts kicked. And 3 days later, these fucks, including, of course, John Fetterman. Of course he was. I wasn't surprised or anything, but I was like, ugh, I hated seeing his face up there.
In the worst way, he reminds me of a moose. You know? He's like a big, sickly moose that's got brain damage.
Rabid moose. Yeah. He's afraid of water.
Moose love water, though.
Not
so
if
it's a
they're
very hard
rabid.
life that he lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the hydrophobia.
It's called a brain disease.
Yeah. They just really, like, last week I was like, I can't even with these people with SNAP benefits. Like, I, cannot even with these Democrats. Like, I could not believe it when Umberto, read me the headline. I was like, what?
Can't even.
What do you mean? Like, what do you, this? Why do we keep thinking that they're going to do something, I guess? It's kind of like a real bummer to be like, it's like, man, I just have to be like, truly, you're like, you guys are making me a cynic here. And that's really not that fair of you. I keep extending out when I see it's like, nice, okay, you guys are like going to at least do like something to win. Right?
And then they do this.
I am now a reactionary conservative.
I'm just going to join the winning side. All right, bye. White genocide is real,
I
folks.
want to win.
It's embarrassing is what it is.
And
to do that
like
immediately after these victories.
After New York City elected someone who's like openly a democratic socialist, like, you know, the biggest city in the entire country, with probably the biggest influence of any city in North America. I mean, I don't know, Mexico City, whatever,
capital
but
of the world just elected a democratic socialist as mayor, who quoted Eugene Debs on his acceptance speech that night. Like, people want this. People want change. People want to. I mean, I don't even want to say people want to fight back against Trump. People have to flush their toilet 15 times. But saying fight Trump, fight back against Trump, keep fighting, that's all Chuck Schumer says. And it's so mind-numbing at this point. Every time I've heard him say it, like, I said out loud, I was like just listening to the Majority Report in an earbud at work today, and then they cut to Chuck Schumer, Charles Downtown Brown Schumer, saying it's like, but we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to fight the Trump agenda. And I'm just like, what does that mean? You can't possibly actually tell me in concrete terms what that means right now. Because if what you're doing, I mean, number one, if you're such an ineffective leader that you couldn't keep these 8 Democrats corralled right now to not vote yes for this shit.
There's fucking nobody besides John Fetterman is like all these people. It's like, who are you?
Two
even?
of the people
stay in fucking line.
2 of them aren't even. They're retiring at the end of their term. They have nothing to lose, and they still voted yes. Like, and if either you're an ineffective leader, or as many people are saying,
These people are sick.
that's like that guy says, but he condoned it anyway, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I didn't vote yes. I don't think so. We should have kept fighting. We should have kept out. Yeah, you should have. But as far as we know, you told him it was okay. Like, and it all slipped out of your crusty old 7,800-year-old hands. God. I mean, it's not, and at the same time, it's like, well, you go back to Mom Donnie, and it's like a marker, right? It's a flag. It's a red or a green flag, and it's like the fact that Hakeem Jeffries wouldn't endorse him until a week before the election, or that Chuck Schumer like never stumped for the guy. I don't even believe he voted for him.
He didn't even say. He wouldn't say.
Yeah, and
he was asked, and he wouldn't say.
Yeah,
so
he like ran
wow,
away as much as an old version of Charlie Brown can, with a football up his ass. He waddled away with like this
instead of being like, "Of course I voted for the Democrat." He'd be like, well, "Who else would I vote for? I stand with my party." You know?
Yeah,
like
even that wouldn't be enough for me, because I'd be like, well, there's another. I mean, he's running as an independent, but there's another Democrat that's on the ballot. A longtime Democrat. Say his fucking name.
But
stand up for this wildly
sure.
popular person that is the future of your fucking party. You dolt.
Not if Chuck has anything to do with it. That's for goddamn sure.
I don't think he will. I don't think he has anything to do with the future of the party. For good or for bad, whether it's because the party has no future, or because this will finally. I mean, people call for his resignation more than ever now. I mean, even who was it? Michigan guy. Calling for it publicly. Other Democrats in Congress. It would still end up being, okay, I won't be leader at the end of my term or some shit like that. It's like you need to leave. Where's my thing?
You need to leave.
Yeah, exactly. There's something like that. There's something like that in here.
Trump's a racist, they scream. Stop him.
But
yeah, and that's like the point about, it's like, stop Trump. Okay, so do you want to stop, like, what about the right-wing agenda do you not like? Or like, what's your deal with them? Like, it's like not just Trump, it's like, sort of like a bigger systemic sort of thing that we're talking about, Chuck. It's not just Trump suddenly that there's problems now that Trump is here.
Trump problems.
It's like all that capitulating and I mean, neoliberalism or whatever you guys are practicing. It's like they don't really have a problem with what
they're not practicing
what the
anything.
conservatives are doing. Because that's like a thing Umberto and I were saying. It's like those 8 Democrats that went across. It's like, so what do you guys think of the Republican Party?
Yeah.
Like, do you really think these guys are like cool guys to like that are like in good faith negotiating with you? Or are they, as you guys say on TV all the time, like this Trump regime and all these guys are like eroding our democracy and like a threat to the United States and blah, 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 and all this kind of crap. It's like, what are they? I mean, I guess I didn't really even think at first. I just thought it was like, what the hell? I'm like, man, the Republicans must have something good on these random 8 senators. And then it's like, oh, none of them are up for election or whatever. So it's like, what? Does people get bribed? It didn't even really occur to me that it's like that Chuck Schumer would have like done that. Not like it's like, wow, that's like so cynical or whatever.
Gross.
That is just like, so you let us
Or it's just
win the election or whatever, us win, like the American people are winners in any sort of capacity right now. Besides, actually, there's a little place called New York City with Zohran Mamdani. There's a little, even littler place
Seattle.
called Seattle, Washington, with Katie Wilson.
If you've been following us for the past week,
Yep. Yeah, we've
Natalie
talked about
was
this,
on a
yeah.
hopeful note, talking about some nerd numbers, like it's still possible. It's still possible.
And it was.
And it was.
It
She has over 50% of the vote.
She was
Incredible.
up by 91 votes yesterday. Now she's up by over 1,300.
Mhm.
And it was
all
the
illegal
progressive-
aliens.
Oh yeah, of course. It's Seattle. Come on, they
They're
have to
all
be
just
gay illegal aliens.
Yeah, they're all 3
Trans.
kids stacked in trench coats. Yeah, trans migrants, felons from other countries. Typical Seattle voting bloc, though. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't vote. No. So they just hadn't counted those ones
Yeah.
yet.
So pretty exciting. So that means I got every single thing that I wanted on my ballot. When I voted this year.
Well,
everything that I
good for
voted
you.
for passed. Yeah. So it was really, well, I take that back because there were some like school board kind of elections. Those were tough to know. Even like, I mean, because it really was like progressive voter guides and stuff like that. They're like, well, they're both really competent people that would be good. They just have different directions or what focuses or something.
Just one of them
or
wants to bring back
experience.
spankings in school. No.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing like that, and that made me. There's been a couple times where it's like, oh yeah, I'm in a place where it's like, for the most part, like, well, compared to other places in America,
It's
extremely
a leftist
progressive.
communist hellhole.
Yeah, if only. But it did get like straight up progressives, like straight up, like this is Katie Wilson mounting this campaign, even just all of it standing up, truly like a David and Goliath sort of thing. He's a nobody. He's the sitting mayor, former city council president. Just really
had big business on his side.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Big business and like the kind of policies that really he just supports the police and kind of like whatever those liberal policies are or whatever, And
West
Katie
Coast
is coming in
elitist
with like
liberal type of thing.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
NIMBY as fuck and lame.
Lame.
No. So
Wingus,
maybe get some
dingus,
better
listen up.
transportation. Transportation efforts and a way more compassionate and well-funded approach towards helping with the homelessness here in this area. So
Instead
just really,
of the typical,
really exciting.
I hope you get ass cancer and die, you son of a bitch.
Literally, that's like Bruce Harrell. But and then 2 progressives on the city council and a progressive city attorney and a progressive county executive. So it just like really
see all that
swung.
how all that works with
So
the
man,
Seattle
they better
PD
do something. Oh my
will be
god,
interesting.
I know.
Well,
yeah.
didn't
Some of those
get
things,
in
it's like
where
they
I
want it.
am.
You didn't?
In my small town, everything was just unopposed positions, and then the one important thing that everyone on small town Facebook has been arguing about that has caused a lot of division since is the school levy failed to pass. And yeah,
No.
ridiculous. Embarrassing.
How?
People don't want it. Taxes are too high. I mean, there is something
Kids are too smart.
Yeah, kids around here are getting too smart for their own good. Too big for their britches, as they say here. But I mean, there's something to be said for just the normal reactionary taxes are too high. Property taxes have been a massive issue on this side of the state for a few years now. Like a considerable issue that it's caused a lot of problems. The way that they change things around. I mean, it's not just for, on one hand, I'd listen to these small business owners and be like, yeah, your property taxes go up. And they're like, no, I'm paying $100,000 a year more because of this. But then like people on fixed incomes just suddenly can't afford their homes. Stuff like that.
Awful.
I mean, it's great. I mean, my property taxes, the only reason I got out of it is because my house burned down, and I had to file a thing with the county and be like, I'm not paying this. And they're like, oh, no, that's okay. And so they didn't. But I got to see it was right then when they changed the appraising. Anyway, either way, taxes go up too much, but still not worth it in my opinion. Doesn't matter. You still fund the schools because on top of losing the money from this school levy, based on it passing would have enabled our small school district to receive state grants from the State Department of Education. So now they are missing out on, it's like $1 million a year in state funding. And they're probably going to be cutting out music classes. They might be cutting out some sports. They might be cutting out some PE. Like, it's crazy. I mean, they already have a tough enough time even getting school bus drivers where I am. It's crazy. And it's like, it's not an issue that fixes itself when you cut things down, ever. It never does. It never works that way. It's like when Bart goes to the remedial class in the Simpsons episode, You Only Move Twice, I think. Now I get so nervous now. Special guest Albert Brooks as Dr. Hank Scorpio, or Mr. Hank Scorpio. But where he moves to a different school district, he doesn't know how to read cursive. He's not the smartest kid anyway, so they put him in the remedial class with the slow kids, the kid who likes to light things on fire, the kid from Canada, so they think he's slow, A. And they're working on like the letter A. And even Bart's just like, so tell me this, we're behind everyone else, so we're going to slow down and work slower at our pace so that we can catch up? How do we catch up? And she's like, no more questions like this. Get out a circle of paper and your safety scissors, and we're going to work on the letter A. But it's like, what do you think things aren't going, if you're doing it because you think things aren't going well, things aren't working correctly with the school. There was all this back and forth about the local superintendent is overpaid. These like micro levels, misinformation spread on Facebook and stuff that I was like, oh my God. Someone would come to me with it. I'm like, this isn't true, right? You can just look up all these salaries on the state website. That's not true. Someone's just spreading lies and misinformation. And until they all get so mad at how it's run that they vote no. And it's like, well, you don't like the way that things are working, but taking away the funding isn't going to help that. You might feel like giving them funding is going to enable the current governance that you do not agree with, right? You think that the school should be run differently or something. Totally understandable. I mean, as a parent, I totally get that. But I mean, it's just, this happens in rural school districts in rural America all over the place, and it only hurts children. I mean, it hurts teachers too, but I mean, they're already in there for the pain, you know. They know it's they're already
Definitely.
just
It hurts communities, but it directly affects specifically children. You know, first and foremost, it's like the immediate ripple effect is them.
Everything.
You know, they are the thing being crashed down on. That's really like I'm just trying to think of like a funnier or better example. It's like your kid is doing bad in school, so you're like, okay, well, we're cutting off the power to your bedroom. So you better get better at studying in your room, you know, without any lights on or ability to turn on your. Yeah, it's like that kind of stupid, like old school mentality a little bit too, or like a bad parent, you know, like kind of mentality about like, well, they got themselves in this, and kind of like that mean-spirited boomer kind of attitude, I guess, of like you can just get yourself out of it. But also, it's paired with those high property taxes, which is a problem. Like over in Eastern and Central Washington, where housing prices really, like, it was like pretty stable,
ballooned.
you know, stuff has been stable.
Yeah.
Got really high, you know, and it just, old people having to now pay way more in property tax. Like, no, okay, boom, make a fucking exemption at least for some of these people. Make a limit for how far it can go up in 1 year. You know, just, you can't. Like, these are things well within your guys' power to, like, work within these systems or whatever, or to make it so people aren't, like, priced out of their homes because of some property tax that causes people to be so taxed, whatever, burdened that they vote against a school levy. Yeah. You guys have got to do something here, you know? People are, even though the school levy is not what makes your property taxes that much higher. Those levies are not very expensive.
That's what I'm saying. I just get the reactionary, the people who are already anti-tax, now they're being taxed to death, and now they're like, another tax?
And I
Hell
get
no.
I know. And I get it, but it's like, but that's like, what's making your taxes, it's like, what you're going to feel is the way that they changed how appraisals work, or how property values and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
That's what makes you pay a lot. Some of these levies, it's like $200 a year or whatever. Some of them are really small.
Yep.
I mean, it's you're
gonna spend less on that than you spend on your required irrigation hookup. So whether you use irrigation or not, so it's like whether you use the school district or not, I don't care, you know. But that helps the community more than your fucking lawn does. But, yeah, and that's the thing. So it's like, why is there not with these home values getting out of control? That's one thing, and then they start doing the tax appraisal based on the value, and then suddenly everyone owes way more, 400% more in property
and
tax.
Wages are
and it's not like you're making
they're
more
in
money.
Seattle. Yeah.
And so it's like, why is there not just, I don't plan on selling my house, so don't tax me on the marketable value of my house. I don't have it on the market. I live here. Like, just pay me for the property, for the land that's here that I'm taking up. So I pay the tax every year, you know, that helps fund things. But it's like, well, but the market, the wonderful free market has determined that your house, even though you're not selling it, is worth 3 times what it was 10 years ago. So you're paying 3 times more.
On you.
Yeah, and it's like, but I'm not participating in the market. Why is that determining any of my tax burden? It's ridiculous. And it's just, it's just a way to gather more tax revenue. And it's like, there's gotta be another way. There's gotta be. And it's like, because when they try, it gets shot down because people are propagandized into believing what the very rich people who should be taxed more on their, $25 million worth of property all across these rural counties. They say, oh man, we can't let these excise taxes go up. Oh, we can't let these huge inheritance taxes go up. You got to make sure to vote those down. You're going to pay more in tax. And people just believe it. And it just hurts them. It's like, it doesn't affect you. It affects Bill Gates Bezos of the agriculture sector that's over here that
Bill
owns
Bezos.
80,000 acres of orchards east of the Cascades. He's the one who's worried about it. And you know what? Fuck him. It's like, he's doing just fine with all of his immigrant labor and subsidies from the federal government. And
fucking squeeze him, because that's one where it's like, okay,
where
go
you
move
gonna
your little
go?
farm somewhere else. Oh wait, I guess you can't just move that anywhere because this is in this fertile, sun-drenched land with irrigation. So how about you just pay your fucking taxes? Because try to take that somewhere else, bitch.
Yeah.
There's definitely some other taker who will come in your place. I'll tell you that much.
And it will keep all of those surrounding growing metro areas like the Tri-Cities and Yakima Valley and stuff like that. That's what keeps them bringing in businesses with brick and mortar stores that are gonna be there and pay the taxes too, because there are people there because of the aforementioned fertile valley that we're in that has been irrigated by the federal government 80 years ago in a massive project by the Army Corps of Engineers, et cetera.
No, it was definitely the free market that made that happen, Doug. Because I read something, I screenshot this comment.
Yeah, Douglas Fruit did it all on their own.
Yeah, this comment made me laugh. It was something, I don't know what the post was, but the comment underneath it was like an anti-capitalist thing. And he's like, your ignorance is astonishing, bub. Whatever.
Bub.
Free market also
bub.
Free market also abolished slavery in the West, established the 40-hour work week, and eliminated child labor.
What?
I'm like,
it's the opposite.
I know. That's what I was like. What? What? You're saying the free market abolished slavery? You think that it was not profitable to have slaves?
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking?
That's what the free market abolishing thing. Do you know what the invisible hand is? It's like, it means that there's no longer profit there.
You ever heard of literally the Civil War?
Yeah,
you think that
do you
was
know
a
who
free market
Abraham
thing
Lincoln
to do?
is? He's on
Established
2
the
of our pieces
40-hour
of
work
currency
week?
that we use in this free market.
It's like the 40-hour work week. Wasn't it because it was 80 hours before then? It wasn't the free market that was like, oh, this is not profitable to have workers work themselves to death and us pay them nothing,
That's why it went from 100 to 80, because it wasn't profitable. Henry Ford
and then they're like,
saw to
80
that.
is fine.
Yeah. They're like, but you're going to work Monday through Sunday, and so are your children.
and eliminated child labor or something. It's like truly, this is how dumb people are. And he was arguing other people like he was not a troll. He was not being sarcastic or anything. Yeah, he's just like,
people
it
love
was
to
just
know
really
stuff about the economy.
Interesting that he thought that the free market abolished slavery in the West. I thought that was a really interesting. Yeah. Very interesting perspective to have. I just was like,
that's like, Wow, what perspective. It's like putting on a paper bag over your head and be like, what an interesting perspective. Was there dog poop in this?
It's poop again.
The fumes are getting to me. Oh, man.
You're selfish and stupid when you do that.
Well, in the free marketplace of ideas, just remember John Fetterman, Angus King, Catherine Cortez Masto, Democrat of Nevada, Jackie Rosen, the other senator from Nevada, Dick Durbin, the Senate
of course,
Democratic
like
whip. He's the number 2 ranking member of the Democrats in
Democratic
the Senate.
whip Dick Durbin.
Yeah, I'm an old whip,
Such a funny
whip dick
title. Yeah, give him the old whip Dick Durbin.
Yeah,
Whip
you look
Dick
at
Durbin right off.
you look. He whipped my Durbin. Well, you could go with Dick. I don't get it. But and Jeanne Shaheen, that's the
I had heard of her because of her name. Isn't it Janine Shaheen?
did they spell it wrong or something?
Oh, I thought it.
Janine Shaheen. Well, that's what we'll call her.
Yeah.
Maggie Hassan, New Hampshire, and Tim Kaine, the bumbling, foolish oaf himself.
Yeah, Tim Kaine. It was
loser. What a
this
loser.
is what you're gonna want to. This is your step back into the big spotlight after being a little bitch and running one of. I mean, blah 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 blah. We all know Hillary Clinton, but like this is what you're gonna do, Tim. That
Tim Kaine
incredible work.
Said he wanted to end what he called the quote mischief of the Trump administration during the shutdown, and during the period government is funded by a short-term continuing resolution. He secured language in the deal to ensure the Trump administration cannot attempt any additional RIFs during the length of the newly drafted stopgap spending measure, which will last through January 30th. Oh yeah, since yeah, good thing you put those in the bill. Good thing that you made sure to put these measures in here, because throughout the entire length of this 40-day government shutdown or whatever, the Trump administration, I mean, if the government's shut down, at least we know they're following the law. It's like, how do you respond like in seriousness, in any seriousness whatsoever, and be like, well, we gave in, we did this with the Republicans, but we made sure to put stuff in here that we all agreed on that the Trump administration has to follow while we're doing this. They don't follow anything you say. They just straight up do illegal shit. It doesn't matter. They'll take it to the courts. They'll lose in court. It doesn't matter. The courts. Yeah, take it to the courts.
When was the last time they ever conceded anything to the Democrats?
Yeah, you could write it in like you could have Trump's name specified in the law. It doesn't matter. What the fuck?
And like,
he'll do whatever he wants.
You couldn't even get a concession from what's his face, Mike Johnson, that they would like bring that bill up for a hearing, like, or that it would be prioritized in any way. So
even if you got it passed in the Senate, which you won't, he's like, yeah, we're not going to hear it. It's like, what kind of losing game are you playing here?
So we're just now not going to have any subsidies, or I mean,
yeah.
I was thinking, gone. I'm like, okay, well, maybe the Republicans will do it so they can sort of look like heroes or something like that, and it would be like, great, whatever. I guess, but I also think it's like they're totally in charge. The Republicans are totally in charge. The Democrats, not only do they not have the numbers, they just they don't have the people. Even if they had the numbers, which they did, they don't have the people. They have the numbers to hold out, And this whole filibuster thing, I was like, God, I was so mad about it talking to Umberto. I'm like, if the Democrats would have gotten past this whole filibuster thing and actually some legislation could have been passed without getting stuck in the quagmire that is the United States, Congress,
Senate.
which is where bills go to literally fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys could have gotten some stuff passed, you know what? Maybe it wouldn't be such tight margins in the House and the Senate. Maybe the Democrats would actually be in power, if you guys got something good done for us. And maybe that meant getting rid of the filibuster a long time ago and taking your fucking chances. But you guys are too scared to actually do any governing because you know what? You're not even scared because you don't want what we want.
No.
You don't care what we want. You want what you want. And what that involves is not thinking about what is good for us. It's thinking about how to win each election.
Which they don't do well either.
Which they don't do, but they can, maneuver. They're still the party in power, like they're the other party. So it's just a back and forth. It's like they don't want to pass legislation that can like keep moving the Republicans farther and farther off of our political map as we move maybe more in a direction like all of our other peers across the entire fucking world. Like maybe you guys would want to do that. But obviously.
Yeah, I just saw.
I mean, it's just so laughable.
Tweet or whatever, but it was just like, yeah, Zoran Mamdani just pointing to. It's like my agenda is just I want to do a few of these things that are tried and tested and totally normal, worthwhile things in developed countries all over the world, and then everyone else is just like communists. It's like, free buses. How are you gonna do that? I don't know. The places do it. Places do it all over the place. Free transit,
it's
free
called
healthcare.
Actually taxes that people pay because that's what I keep screaming at people on Instagram. I'm like, people are paying their taxes. People are not asking for things for free because they're unemployed pieces of shit. The unemployment rate in the United States is pretty much exactly where it should be for a healthy economy. The rate, it's good. Can't get much lower. Can't get much higher,
Shouldn't
really.
be
I mean,
lower.
it's gone up a little bit. It should not get lower. It's like anything below. It's like once you get down to like the 3% stuff, it's like
It's bad.
that's not really
Then you start getting
it's
inflation.
not good.
You get a bad labor market, and everyone complains about
It's like
that. And then it's
everyone
just,
is working. It's like everyone is working. Why can't the bus be free?
yeah,
Everyone is working
because some
So
people aren't working
why-
and they'll use the bus, and that sounds very
Stalinist!
It really.
Thanks, Roseanne.
Oh God!
She explained that very well. She did explain
Like we were
that,
saying, were we
that
recording?
paper bag perspective very well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Were
no,
we
we're not
recording when we were
recording.
talking
That's
about
just
how they-
That's just the studio audience. No. Oh.
When we were saying about that they call everyone communist,
Mm-mm.
that they're like that
No,
they're
that's
all
why we
like,
started
"Oh,
recording.
we're not Nazis. You can't call everyone Nazis just because they're fascists. Or,
Yeah,
you
just
we
because
can't
they
call everyone
disagree with
Nazis.
you can't call everyone Nazis.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
sure. And then they call Zoran a jihadist communist. Like, it's really,
Exactly.
it's like, okay.
And then they're just
So-
like, this guy called for global jihad. It's like, no, he didn't. Like, what the fuck? And it's like,
It's like that. He sounds like literally. He sounds like Osama bin Laden to you. You ever heard his stuff? He's like calls like Osama bin Laden is like straight up about America being horrible and all
Yeah.
these things. Like, and
Because-
Zoran's like, I
because
think
of their
people should be able to
relationship with
afford
Israel.
childcare. And what
I'd
do we
say
say to that?
they think
Osama
it's-
bin Laden was right.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, yeah, you think he sounds like ISIS. That's about a global caliphate. That's some real terrorism right there. That's a
Well,
little
I'm talking
different.
9/11 because all the 9/11 stuff with Zoran, it was just like
Holy
crazy. you know?
moly.
I mean, it really. I mean, yeah. So then, like, okay, so not every person who hangs out with Nazis is a Nazi. That's from what you guys are saying. You can't call anyone a Nazi unless they dress up as Hitler for fun, and it makes them
not
feel
for
nice
fun,
to wear a swastika.
For feel
pleasure,
self-actualized.
Yeah, like to feel like themselves, or they love swastikas or whatever. It's like you have to straight up, I don't know, be 100 years old because you had to be from 1930s Germany at the time and were a Nazi soldier or whatever. But literally saying that Zoran Mamdani is exactly the same as the people who flew a plane into the fucking World Trade Center.
Yeah. Or even just calling him a communist. It's like, he's not a communist.
He's a democratic socialist. He says it. He's open about it. You guys can use that.
For the mayor of New York on the Democratic ticket. You think communists in America like Zoran Mamdani? They're like, he works, he's trying to reach out and work with the New York PD. I don't think that's a communist. That's a Democrat. Okay? And it's like,
he's a democratic socialist, and what that means, it's like, it's just because you guys are all so fucking stupid, you don't realize like what that means, and you don't know what a communist means, and you don't even know what the free market means or capitalism means, evidently. Like, they just really know the words, and they don't really know anything more than that, besides that communism bad and socialism is when no car, and
but they need to
all
learn
this kind of stuff.
They need to learn, I hope.
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
I'm pretty sure that was Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah, nice.
That was him during a debate with Andrew Cuomo. Oh yeah,
I'm sure he's a genius.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, don't call everyone a Nazi, because then it just waters down the term. These people concern trolling about it, or and people on the right, it's like, they're not that bad, or just because someone's right wing doesn't make them a Nazi. It's like, okay, just because someone's barely left of center doesn't make them a socialist. It's like, so are you watering down the term? Like, because you think socialism is that bad, right? They're the same people who say, oh, the Nazis were socialists. The same idiots who say that. Or who say, yeah, but Stalin was worse than Hitler, that communism has killed way more people than fascism, etc., etc. They make those arguments, and then they are the ones who call like Barack Obama a communist. And it's like,
communist.
Like, have at least some consistency here, man. Like,
You know what I'm just thinking about, though? Sorry, I just had to... You know what? I just had to interrupt about these fucking Democrats yet again. Because you know what? You know what? This whole time we're like, this government shutdown, SNAP benefits. Yeah, Trump has this party at Mar-a-Lago with crab claws and synchronized dancers. It's like so fucking on the nose. I'm like, why? Like, these Democrats, they're not mad. They're not mad about it. Like, they're not mad about it. It's like, doesn't he disgust you? This is so on the nose, Chuck. He's being a fucking king. Like, I mean, he's being just like,
yeah.
What do you like about democracy?
What are you doing
again? Like, what do you like about America?
Moment?
Why isn't this could be? Yeah, you should be so mad that this villain is like taking over through these processes, and this is how, like, you got no fucking skin in the game. You guys should be so stalwart. Like, fuck this guy. He's down at Mar-a-Lago stuffing his fat fucking face while people are not sure if they're gonna be able to feed their families this month. Absolutely not. There's no way we're gonna negotiate with these bad faith motherfuckers until they step up to the plate and do something for their people. This is on them. They're not mad. They're like, I mean, some Democrats are, obviously. There's some people that give a shit. Chuck Schumer
but it's
is not one of those people.
The Democratic Party needs to be like dissolved and like rebuilt
in acid. Yes.
Yeah, in lysergic acid and rediscover itself or something.
And see the universe or whatever, like Joe Rogan did when he was high on mushrooms and thought he discovered communism or something.
Joe Rogan talking like that the other day. If anyone listening hasn't seen that, I think R.M. Brown played it on his show this past week.
That was a really nice one. Thanks, Inane Blather.
Yeah, it's for the shout out. He thanked us, but no, where he was finally just grappling with these things that, like, as I watched him do it, I was like, oh my God, I remember being 21 and so high on mushrooms and doing exactly that. And like, just, I think I was like selling weed at the time and people were like paying me money. I'm like, what does this even mean? Why are we doing this? It's all so absurd in the long run. I mean, why do we do this? Why do we have to work ourselves to death just for these, just to get access to what we could all have, And it's like Joe Rogan is like, did
it live.
Yeah, it's just doing it. Talking to Elon Musk or something, right? No,
it was a different. It was that other guy that was like a Christian. No. God, the way he was talking about sex being the greatest gift in the whole universe was so like.
It wasn't the Christian. It wasn't Brett Weinstein or something, right? The science.
Oh,
dumbass.
The evolutionary biologist or whatever.
So yeah.
Whatever he was talking about.
It was either Brett or Eric, one of those brothers, I think. But yeah, him. He's like, but I don't think there's still something. Yeah, because he's telling Joe Rogan, he's like, yeah, if we get all these things given to us, people become listless. They become listless and they don't know what to do with themselves. It's bad for humanity if we don't have to work ourselves to the bone for capitalism. And he's like, I don't know. I don't think that's right, man. I don't think that's true. And I was like...
And he really thinks that he's like owning him. He's like, hey, well, what about this? What if, because they were talking about if everyone was a high wage earner. And that's what got him to thinking about, well, if everyone's a high wage earner, it's like, well, then, like, what do you need money for, I think, kind of. And then, like, he really went down
then
and he was really...
is. Oh, maybe we just shouldn't have wages.
Like, oh, well, what about this? Yeah. And it was like, I was so like, what the hell? My brain was, like, breaking. Like,
but what's funny...
And I was still... thinking was like, what is his jump off where he's gonna obviously not become a communist, though that would be so fucking sick if he just had an epiphany live and like changed his whole perspective. I'd be like, that's amazing. I love drugs. But
suddenly
it was that, capitalism is bad.
Yeah. He's like, well, I guess art would suffer because people wouldn't have any pain, so we wouldn't have like good music and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, are you thinking this is going to happen because you had this idea today, Joe, that this is going to happen?
Your job or from working hard for another person?
You ever heard of death?
People still die. You can still
people still break up.
People still break up. People still die. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you think
and it's like
that Beethoven, who lived under very much more primitive, if not the same forms of capitalism or anything like that? Okay, go further back. Do you think that William Shakespeare didn't create good art while they were all living under serfdom and lordships and stuff like that? Do you think any of those people prior didn't have any pain? Capitalism didn't exist 400 years ago. Oh my God. But that's just a conversation to have with adult.
And it's like, that's not going to... Okay, Joe, just because you had this idea today, you had this thought, that's not going to like happen tomorrow. That's like the idealized, what you're talking about, like some utopia. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Suddenly money doesn't exist.
Does that seem like
because we live in the bedazzled universe?
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you saying? And then it's like, well, art would suffer. Okay, so got a long way to go before even any of a downside to making the world a better place could possibly rear its head. It's like, I'm not really sure what
Well,
you're
some of the art that I like
getting.
might not exist, so let's just not even try.
So you know what? Let's have slavery again.
Yeah. Man, there was some good ass music back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when Claude Debussy was born, slavery was kicking. So there's something to be said for that. Back when Chopin was composing.
You know, the kind of resilience it builds within a people if you target them for decades and decades, you know, based on their race and force them to work, you know,
without capitalist
labor.
Chattel slavery, we wouldn't have the blues. It's like, oh,
exactly.
Okay.
Like,
well, I guess.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I guess it's not
capitalism
true.
is not
capitalism
bad.
is bad.
Yeah. You know, pain
it's all totally
still
worth
exists.
it. All that suffering. Yeah.
I mean, even
it's like, you ever had a dog, Joe? Your dog could still die in a utopia.
Did you
know?
hear
It's called death.
Did you hear about my good friend?
He died and when baboons kidnapped and ate him.
I wrote an entire album about it. No one listened because they're like, you know what?
Of course.
Capitalism is bad.
And I was charging $90 per download, but
yeah,
that's
it was
just
a test.
them shitting on his memory.
To me, yeah, that's the same as if they dug him up and shit right on his dead face.
If they just
not buying my album.
If they just hired baboons through some sort of baboon LLC capitalist venture to re-kidnap him and eat him all over again, and then shit him out onto him in an endless, conquistador-like expansion of baboon capitalism, as I call it. And they're like, oh, okay, you are on drugs. No, what was funny was...
And you're like, because it's crazy, right? Baboons.
Like, baboons kidnapped and ate him, dude. It's like, you just read that on Facebook, didn't you? But watching him do that, on one hand, it's like, oh my God, he's almost there. He's like getting it in front of all these people. On the other hand, it's like, it is really funny how easy it is to arrive at these conclusions on your own. Like, you don't have to read Karl Marx to suddenly recognize the contradictions inherent in capitalism.
Yeah, so that my thought.
Stop sig-heiling on the show and just
I'm
speak your
raising my
mind.
hand. That was I told Umberto. I'm like, leftists, we just got to get something different. Don't say seize the means of production. Don't say that to anybody except for an already communist. Or, it's like...
Just like, power to the workers.
People think that's...
anything.
Power to the people. That's like what you want, Seize the means of production. That's only exciting to nerds. So stop saying that. It's like, power to the people. Power to the people, man, right? Hey, that's what I want.
The people.
All the power to all the
not
people.
The billionaires. Yeah. It's as easy as that. People already recognize that. And just keep working with that. Yeah, you can talk about seizing, you can talk about the means of production. Yeah, if you're having an economic discussion about philosophy and economics.
You're not bringing in the noobs with that.
Yeah. I mean, if you already have
Joe Rogan is going to be like.
If you already have to explain what the simple boiled down phrase means...
Bad phrase.
Yeah, it's no good. Yeah. It's like it's like how I always thought with the defund the police movement.
Reform.
It's like fantastic.
Refund.
Bad phrasing, bad messaging. Like, people are behind so much of what this stands for. You just didn't do it. Like, even something like refund the police, where it's like, oh yeah, we need to redo how we're doing this. And it gets pro-police people on their side. Something like that, where it's like, yeah, we need to reallocate how we do this. Immediately, it's a different connotation. But
it should have been reform
but the fact
police,
that
but that doesn't rhyme.
Exactly. But it's, police reform.
Defund doesn't rhyme either. So
yeah, no.
I guess refund just rhymed with it. Wait! Oh my gosh, on the New York Post. I just scrolled down.
Okay.
Politics. Lefty Seattle mayoral challenger leads by razor-thin margin,
Hey!
while her parents in New York send her money for expenses. Ooh, Katie Wilson. Picture of her. Ooh.
Well,
That's so
I'll just
awesome.
say at the end of the show, shout out to garbage ass Conservapedia, which is down for maintenance. We discovered before the show started, but I went back to the web archive just to go to a random page, and you can load a lot of Conservapedia that way. And I just decided to, man, talk about like whitewashing, I guess. This is horrific, I thought. I'll just leave you with this. Augusto Pinochet. This is the first paragraph of the article on Pinochet on Conservapedia. Was a Chilean general who became Chile's head of state or leader, in parentheses, or leader.
Or leader. Yeah, we know what that is.
From the real September 11th, 1973, to March 11th, 1990, president from 1974 to 1990. He came to power as a member of a council of military leaders after the overthrow of the communist, just like what we were talking about, the communist government of Salvador Allende. Definitely a socialist, but there was at no point was Chile turning into a commune. But Pinochet restored the free market, traditional Western values, and prosperity to Chile after tyranny under communism. Leftists hated Pinochet for his conservative policies, to the point of wrongly imprisoning him in England on political charges long after Pinochet had relinquished power. He was ultimately released.
Wow, that's quite a...
To say, for one
telling.
thing, that people were suffering under tyranny, communist tyranny under Allende, is disgusting. It is crazy. It's one of the would-be shining examples of modern socialist movements, like so many that were upstarts and then failed in Central and South America. But I mean, really gave power to the people. He was democratically elected against all odds, including, funding from the U.S. government for his opponents. Took so many people out of poverty, got people fed. It's just like Fidel Castro. Got, literacy rates, all this stuff starts going up. And he was only, he was only there for a couple years or something. I don't know the entire, or a year.
I want to read. I think it's so funny. It's the Pinochet, the conservative government of Pinochet. Okay, so it's just so funny. Googling him because I wanted to make this joke. Man, it just wrote itself for me because it's that conservative government. Augusto Pinochet, the Wikipedia thing, and it has a couple links that you can click within, just on the first page. Human rights abuses in Chile, indictment and arrest. Caravan of death. Yeah. Those are the top three things. I know, it's just the conservative government of Pinochet, and it's the first link,
leftists
human rights abuses.
Because of his conservative policies. He was a military dictator for 16 years.
So funny.
Who had death squad campaigns all across the country. What are you talking about?
His conservative, viewpoints. It's what's conservative about that, I guess? I don't really know.
Because they forcibly...
Was it cheap? Yeah.
Yeah, they forcibly enacted a libertarian paradise. Hey, this is what a real libertarian would want in a government. It's free market, it's capitalism, and it immediately became tyranny, death squads, hunger, fighting, and exactly what any leftist would tell a right-wing libertarian that unfettered capitalism leads to. It's like you have an example of what when true capitalism is tried, etc., etc. Just look at Pinochet, and they're like, well, he was actually a conservative hero.
I mean, like, really, that's like quite a, because this is Wikipedia versus Conservapedia, and just like, you know, there's like this telling of what those death squads did and why, you know, this general explained why he didn't return the bodies of 14 executed prisoners to their families, and he's like, well, I was ashamed to see them torn to pieces, eyes gouged out with knives, their jaws broken, their legs broken. You know, they killed them slowly. They shot them like all over. It's like, so, I mean, anything that's going to be a death squad, caravan of death, you know, it's all going to be horrible.
It's not going to be good.
Not going to be pretty, I'll tell you that much. But it's just, I mean, it's brutal. It's cruel beyond, it's so.
Like IDF level.
It's monster.
Like
it's a monster.
Yeah.
You know, you're not like, hey, I know we had this argument. You're like not human anymore. We could say, it's like, if you're doing stuff like that, that's fucking, you're gone. You're not like that's not normal behavior
it's not,
for any animal.
Yeah. It's like, so, I mean, you go from Conservapedia's intro on him to, like you're saying, Wikipedia. After his rise to power, Pinochet persecuted leftist, socialist, and political critics, resulting in the executions of 1,200 to 3,200 people, the internment of as many as 80,000 people, and the torture of tens of thousands. According to the Chilean government, the number of executions and forced disappearances was at least 3,095. The Operation Condor, a U.S.-supported terror operation focusing on South America, was founded at the behest of the Pinochet regime in late November 1975. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it even includes in here the Chicago School. Under the influence of free market-oriented Chicago boys, Pinochet's military government implemented economic liberalization following neoliberalism. So, currency stabilization, they removed tariffs, they banned unions, they banned trade unions, they privatized Social Security, they privatized hundreds of state-owned operations. That was a big thing that got, like, Allende, like, democratically supported. The nationalization of all these things to give to the people what their country owned and operated. You know, so they privatized everything. They banned trade unions, and look, one thing led to another. Forced disappearances and executions of 3,000 people, and the internment of 80,000.
One thing led to another.
Yeah, this is some pamphlet. Yeah, see, these policies dramatically increased economic inequality and produced high economic growth. They caused the 1982 monetary crisis and thus produced its devastating effects on the Chilean economy. Pinochet's wealth grew considerably during his years in power through dozens of bank accounts secretly held abroad in holdings and real estate. He was, yeah, that's where it's like in Conservapedia, it says he was, you know, brought in on trumped up charges that he was later released from. It's like, yeah, he was later prosecuted for embezzlement, tax fraud, and kickbacks on arms deals. Like,
kickbacks on arms deals. God, that is such like a.
That's free market capitalism working with the government. That's part of capitalism. It's not this crony capitalism that people talk about, or corporatism, like Marjorie Taylor Greene will say, or whatever. It's like, this is why Karl Marx did write about this 150 years ago. Because that's what it leads to. Like, capitalism cannot exist without the government holding it up. And when it exists with the government, it will use the government to its own means in order to further the ends of capitalism. That's the way that this works. It's not, you know, you can just simplify it like that. You can't argue with that. I mean, you can.
Because it's just true.
It's just, it's completely logical.
I just clicked on so he's written a book or some books or whatever. So this one, I just clicked on the Goodreads. It's Ego Sum. I don't know if that's Spanish or what. The Sum.
Latin. Latin.
Ego. I mean, yeah, he's whatever, speaks Spanish. I don't know, but so I don't know what it means, anyways. I guess. But so it's him. He's being interviewed. Just as a picture there. Only 16 ratings on Goodreads, 2 reviews. The about the author just kind of made me
because ego sum is so, Latin for I am.
Nice. So about the author, Augusto Pinochet Ugarte. Chilean general and dictator Pinochet Augusto, fully named Augusto José Ramón Pinochet Ugarte, led a junta that overthrew the government of Salvador Allende in 1973 and afterwards served from 1974 as president, later from 1990 as chief of the army, and from 1998 as senator to 2002.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
His administration undertook many economic
senator
reforms.
From Wisconsin.
Yeah. His administration undertook many economic reforms, but tortured or executed thousands of dissidents. And that's the end of the about the author.
But, you know, with one thing led to another, as Brian Regan would say.
That is just so funny to me. But he did torture and execute a bunch of people, but it's like,
you know,
just all the lead up of that is like, oh,
growth.
that's like kinda, yeah. He had economic reforms.
It's like, hey, Ezra Klein. Hey, how about that abundance, huh? Look at all that GDP growth under Pinochet. God. They got rid of regulations, unions, all these things stepping in the way. Pinochet got pretty rich. Pinochet.
Oh, yeah. We should go because I'm about to start complaining about this new update to my phone because now when I swipe down, even though I know I have an unread message, when I swipe down from the top, it doesn't show it there. I have to click on it rather than just swiping down to show how it
on
used
the
to
lock
be.
screen.
Yes, that's a stupid change.
I didn't think that was,
bro.
I thought that's how it was before.
No,
if it was locked,
it was like it is locked, and I could swipe down and I could see all the messages that are unread that I haven't opened or whatever. I haven't opened my phone.
It changed
but now it doesn't. It
your
just
privacy settings. Yep, it did.
So
I already had mine like that, so.
They're so good. They're so good at innovation. Am I right? Everything works so much better when they do things.
If it ain't broke, we'll fix it.
We'll shove some AI up its keister, you know?
Put this AI in your keister pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, just like Chuck Schumer with that football. So, God. Anyways.
Well,
all right,
how do I possibly figure out this impossible riddle? Thank you, life, you asshole.
Yeah. Well, thanks for another episode that was
not good.
But,
it's the only kind I know how to make.
Hey, shout out to Joe Walsh. we got a comment on Spotify, which we don't often get, and that could be a manifesto of petty grievance. Spotify never notifies us. I swear to God. Shout out to the person that used to comment on our Spotify that I'd always miss. I hope that you still listen, from Oklahoma or something like that. But Joe Walsh, just getting like our first comment on Spotify in a while. It says like absolute garbage.
Aww.
This podcast sucks. And
hell yeah.
And so I responded. I said, "Oh my God, is this Joe Walsh from the band Eagles?" Because
that's so funny.
Great guitarist. Shout out to you, Joe Walsh. I can't remember if he's dead or not.
Joe Walsh. But he is listening. I know that much.
Okay. Well,
this is the worst music I've ever heard. Honestly, this is like truly offensive.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Bitches leave.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Toot, toot.